Okay. Awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Day 4 is in full effect. Let me do my quick share out. Oops, not what I'm trying to do. Thank you. Just shit. And this. All right. All right. We are in there. So, hello. This is day 4 of the Revitalize Your Brand 5-day live stream series. And so, we've been talking for the last 3 days. This makes day 4 about different aspects that you need to consider when you are looking to up level and revitalize your brand. And so, I am, of course, Famira, your community focused brand coach. And I work with women entrepreneurs to help them to create a massive presence while being their divine self. So I'm excited to share with you all tonight. We're going to be talking about your brand journey on tonight. So the last couple of nights, we've talked about content creation. We've talked about community building. Last night, we talked about brand visibility. And tonight we're going to talk about the brand journey. So if you haven't seen the previous nights, wherever you're tuning into this video, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, you can go to my page and you can see those previous days. They're up there on all of those channels. So you can watch those previous trainings as well, right? And so the brand journey is oftentimes something that people don't really think about. Again, like I was kind of talking about last night, I was saying how we often, when we get into entrepreneurship, it normally happens one of two ways, right? You're just trying to get out of a job. And so you're like, let me put my talents and my gifts to work. And so your focus is to put it out in order to make money so that you can replace that job. Or you might be coming from the stance of being someone who essentially knows that they have this gifting that they want to kind of share with the world to find their people. They want to give back. But again, when we're first starting out, we're super excited. And so a lot of times we just jump out and you don't know what you don't know, right? And so when you begin to think about different products and different brands that you enjoy and that you are a part of, they literally kind of take you on a journey, right? And any type of services or products that they offer go along with that journey as well, right? So that's what we're going to kind of dive into a little bit on tonight. I'm really excited about it. And so if you are joining me live, definitely say hello in the comments and let me know you're here, wherever you're tuning in from. And that if you're watching the replay, also let me know that you're tuned into the replay, and you can always ask your questions inside of the comments, right? So when your brand journey is really about getting clear on what is the vision of your brand. What is your ultimate goal? What is it that you really want people to walk away with from being a part of your community and being in your space, from working with you? What is that vision? What does it look like, right? How do you want to show up for people? When I get into talking about messaging with my clients, I like to use the format of the hero's journey. The hero's journey has been around forever. And so, and the hero's journey is essentially kind of this formula, if you will, that a lot of fairy tales follow, as well as major movies follow, where there's always some hero that's in the story. Normally, it's an unlikely hero, right? And then there's certain components that happen throughout it where that hero is coming up against a problem that they have to solve that they can't do on their own. And then they have this like magical mentor that comes in to support them on their journey. They are going up against some type of um, enemy, right? Rather, whether it's a physical person or it is a circumstance, right? But they have something that they're battling against, that they're coming up against, and they get to that point where it's like, okay, they have this idea on how they can overcome. They're looking at the light at the end of the tunnel, and then essentially like one last battle scene, if you will, kind of shows up that they have to overcome. And then eventually, once they overcome that one last thing, they end up in the realm of um happily ever after, right? So it's this entire process that they go through. Where a lot of entrepreneurs make the mistake is when they're looking and thinking about their brand journey, they put themselves as the hero in the story. And the reality is that you are actually not the hero in the story, right? Your potential client is the hero in the story. They are the person that is looking towards their happily ever after and is looking to get to that other side, right? You actually play the role of the magical mentor, right? So, for example, in Cinderella, it would be the fairy godmother, right? You would play the role of the fairy godmother, who is there to help the hero with the things that they need, things that sometimes things that they don't even know they need, right? In order to get to the outcome that they desire and begin to be able to live the life of their dreams, and what that looks like. So, um, so in doing so, you have to be very aware and in tune with what that person's journey looks like, right? So this is why you cannot shortchange or skip steps around really knowing who your people are and who your ideal client. You hear people talk about ideal client. I like to call them your sacred tribe, right? Really knowing who your sacred tribe is and how to and what they're going through and what that looks like. What are their actual dreams? What are the things that they're looking to do? What are their destiny? What are their desires? What things do they love? And then essentially kind of what are some of the things that are challenging them to reaching that, right? And how can they get to the other side? And how does your services line up with that, right? Are your services in attunement with the brand's vision as well as this journey that people will go on? Because, you know, at the end of the day, not everybody needs, even your ideal person, they don't need everything that you offer, right? They don't necessarily need every last one of your services, but there's going to be some type of service that should be a good fit for them. And the better you are at mapping out and being able to explain and in your content and in your messaging, craft what this journey looks like, they essentially go on the journey on their own and then they will step right into what it is that they need to do, the way in which they need to work with you, and what that looks like, right? And allow them space to really look at challenges as opportunities for growth, and how your services can then help them with that growth, right? And help them to move into uh, this new level, this new situation, whether you're helping them in things of life, if you're helping them with business, whether you're helping them with healing or, wellness, you know, being able to shift perspectives around what that looks like and how they show up based on the services that you provide, right? So when you're looking at that, like for me, for example, I have membership programs. People can work with me one-on-one. And what I've been talking to you all about is I also have a group program, right? And so all of those things, though I'm teaching um, the basis of my work, the access to me is different. What I'm focusing on in there is different, right? The part of my work that I'm focusing on in that moment. Some of the things are accelerated, some of them are spread out over long periods of time, right? When you're working with me one-on-one, the access that you have to me is going to be greater. So at different access points, those different things work better for different people depending on where they are at on their journey, right? And how their journey aligns with my brand's journey to be able to showcase where they're at. This is when you get clear on this part of it, it really helps you with making sure that people don't end up in spaces that either they're not ready for, or maybe they actually have grown beyond, right? Because sometimes you get people that come into certain offers that, especially in the coaching industry, certain offers that coaches offer, and it's not necessarily that the program itself was this terrible program, but maybe it was a program that you were beyond and you didn't need that information. You already had that information. And that particular person, maybe they didn't do a great job of really mapping out what the journey looks like. So you end up in a container that is really not going to work for you and is not what you need, right? And so this is why this is so important for entrepreneurs to really kind of take some time and and think through and really map this out when on what they want their brand journey to look like, right? You are a guide, you are a leader, you are taking someone along the path to the outcome that you say that you get for your clients, right? And so you want to be able to map that narrative out. You want to know what are certain milestones that people can look for along the way, right? When they get to a certain point on the journey, are there certain lessons that they should have received by then? Are there certain tangible, intangible things that they should be experiencing, that they should be understanding, concepts that they should now be grasping, depending on where they're at on that journey? That is going to be specific milestones, right? This is how you're able to see um, what type of narrative you need to put together, so that way people begin to see themselves. So when you start to go back to what we was talking about on day one with the creation of the content and things like that that you're putting out, you're able to be more intentional, more specific in regards to the content that you're putting out, because now you're able to create content that allows people to see themselves exactly where they're at and know what part of the journey that you have created for your community that they essentially need to access you at, right? And so that helps a lot with retention in your communities, and people feeling like they've been seen, they've been heard, they've been understood, that you actually get them and understand where they're at and what it is that they're in need of, even when you are stretching them, right, and moving them beyond what they may have known was possible for themselves. This is also true for my product based people, right? Like, I think a lot of times as product based businesses, you just feel like, oh, well, I'm just selling this product. And so either they need the product or they don't. But the journey that you send them on lets them know why they need it, where they need to be at in their, in their own development for that product. What does that look like, right? How it's essentially helping them with what it is that they desire. And when you get that, that's when you see people who are able to really craft these compelling brand stories. They're able to do active storytelling. And then this is where you see when you're reading someone's content and you're like, oh my God, like they're talking directly to me, where it really feels like they are looking into your soul. They know exactly what's going on with you. They start revealing things that you haven't told anybody, right? That's because they really understand what it is that they're here to do and how they can serve and how they can support the people. And it first happens by them getting crystal clear on who it is that they are serving. And so you have to make sure that you're doing the same thing, because it all goes together, right? It creates kind of this avalanche type of situation around, now they're hitting these different milestones. And this is also how you get long-term clients, right? People that stay in your ecosystem for a longer period of time, because they may come in at one point in the journey. As they get the results, as they grow for where they're at, then they realize, okay, now I do need this next thing because I'm at this next milestone on this journey. And so then they come back and they want to continue working with you, right? They may leave and, go off to do some things on their own after that, working with you or work with someone else. But then they see themselves again in the journey and they're like, oh, I need that to come back to that, because now they know that they can trust you, right? Like, because they've been working with you, they've been doing different things, they've been in your sphere, in your body of work, in your communities. And so now it's like, okay, I see where I fit in. This is a piece that I need. Let me go back over there and talk to her, talk to him, and get this next level of service that I need from them, right? So understanding what that looks like and how to map it out can be very life changing for you as a business owner, because it makes everything else so simple. Because now when you have a brand journey, now you also have a foundation, right? And you have an idea, and you have this thing that when you get new ideas or new things come to you, now you can see, where does this fit into the journey that I want to take people on? And if it doesn't fit, then you can say, okay, is this something that I just want to kind of like offer on the side? Or or maybe it's not for right now, because I don't quite see how it will fit into what I have created, and the journey, that the foundation that I have created for my brand and what I'm walking people through, right? Because sometimes you get ideas, especially when you're in a coaching space and you have been doing the work that you do for a while. Sometimes you get ideas that maybe not even necessarily for you, they might be for someone else. um, they may be not for right now, especially if you're a visionary, or like many of my trailblazers who are ahead of the times, they're ahead of their times. So it's not necessarily that the offer that you have is not a good offer, but the timing may be off, right? So there's different things, but now that you have a foundation, you have something that you can kind of use as a litmus test to see, is this new idea I have viable for such a time as this? Or is this something I should kind of hold on to and kind of put in my back pocket, put in my ideas, my ideas notebook for a later time, right? And so, but it's a very powerful tool. It's a reason why, when it comes to the brand journey and the hero's journey, that this is something that has been used time and time again, with so much storytelling, so many movies, and different things, because it works, right? And it gets people intrigued, and they get into the into the to the story, right? Like, they want to be a part of the story. They see themselves in it. And so, uh, so this is something that I will be teaching in more depth inside of Revitalize Your Empire, which is my 11-week program that I'm offering. And so inside of that program, we will be walking through all these different things we've been talking about today. So we'll be talking about content, we'll be talking about community building, we'll be talking about visibility and how to increase your visibility, how to actually craft this brand journey that I'm talking about and ensure that the services that you are creating are in alignment with their brand journey. And we're also going to be talking about something that I haven't taught on or talked about in a few years now. I do it in the background, but I haven't publicly talked about it. And that's visual branding, and the different elements that go into that and what's necessary for that. But I'm not going to talk too much about that today because that's what day 5 is all about, right? So tomorrow, I'll be talking about visual branding reinvented, and I'm excited about it. So you can go to revitalizeyourempire.com and check it out and see if you want to be a part of this first inaugural run. I'm super excited about it because this is my first time doing a group program in the last 2 years. And so I kind of took a break from it and I'm ready to come back. I really enjoy the intimacy of a group program. So you can check that out. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me on whichever platform you're checking this out on. I hang out mostly on Instagram, so you could definitely send me your message there and I will get it. And I would love to see you inside of it. It's essentially I'm giving you access to my Black Friday offer early. I haven't publicly started promoting it at all. So if you check it out and you know something you want to be a part of, you can secure your spot before it goes live next week for Black Friday. And there's also an extended payment plan that's happening. We get started in January, so don't worry, you get to enjoy your holiday. There's some fun stuff that I'm going to do inside of the community between opening the doors to it and the actual start of it in January. But you'll have some space. I'm really just putting it out now to give people an opportunity to take advantage of the extended payment plan that is available through my birthday, which is November 30th. So again, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Let me know what questions you have. Also, feel free to DM me with any questions. I'm happy to answer them. And I'll see you all tomorrow for the final day of Revitalized, the live stream series. This has been fun coming live. I don't know that I necessarily want to be coming live every day all the time though. But I've missed coming live. So I definitely know I'll be doing more of it as well. So definitely stay tuned. If you're not following me, make sure you're following me on these various platforms. And I look forward to connecting with you all. You all have an amazing night, and I will talk to you soon.